A significant geopolitical realignment is unfolding in the Caribbean basin, fundamentally altering the balance of power in the Western Hemisphere and presenting a direct challenge to long-standing American foreign policy objectives. The core of this shift revolves around Venezuela's vast oil resources and China's bold new strategy to access them despite stringent international sanctions. The recent installation of a sophisticated Chinese floating oil production platform in Lake Maracaibo represents nothing short of a strategic masterstroke, a move that experts are calling a geopolitical bombshell with far-reaching consequences. This isn't merely an economic investment, it is a profound political statement and a deliberate test of American resolve. Lake Maracaibo, a legendary hydrocarbon basin that once served as the engine of Venezuela's oil-powered economy, has suffered catastrophic decline under years of mismanagement, corruption, and most critically, the weight of comprehensive U.S. sanctions designed to cripple the regime of Nicolas Maduro. The arrival of the Chinese platform, operated by a consortium of state-owned enterprises with deep ties to the Beijing government, marks the beginning of a dramatic reversal of that decline. This floating production unit is a technological marvel, capable of processing an estimated 60,000 barrels of crude oil per day from the neglected, but still, for years, these sanctions have effectively served as a cordon sanitaire, isolating Venezuela's oil from global markets and starving the Maduro government of its primary source of revenue. China's actions systematically dismantle this strategy. By providing the capital, technology, and logistical support necessary to restart large-scale production, Beijing is offering Caracas an economic lifeline that could stabilize its economy and bolster the regime's staying power. The platform is more than just industrial equipment. It is a symbol of an alternative world order, one where nations can bypass American financial and economic power with the support of a rival superpower. The implications for U.S. foreign policy are severe and multifaceted. For decades, the United States has operated under the umbrella of the Monroe Doctrine and its subsequent interpretations, which have asserted its primary and right to influence events within the Western Hemisphere. China's deep penetration into Venezuela, right on America's doorstep, shatters this long-standing presumption of regional dominance. It represents a new form of hemispheric competition, one waged not with missiles and armies, but with industrial equipment, investment, contracts, and strategic resource acquisition. The Trump administration is faced with a complex dilemma. A direct military or aggressive coercive response against the Chinese platform would be widely escalatory and risk a major confrontation with a nuclear-armed peer competitor. Conversely, doing nothing allowed China to establish a powerful and permanent economic beachhead in South America, potentially inspiring other nations in the region to similarly defy U.S. pressure and seek Chinese partnership. This venture is also a stark demonstration of China's strategy of sanctions busting on a global scale. It proves that Beijing possesses the will and the means to create parallel economic systems that operate outside of U.S.-controlled financial networks. The oil produced from Lake Maracaibo is unlikely to be traded in U.S. dollar or shipped through traditional channels that Washington can monitor and interdict. Instead, it will likely flow into Chinese-controlled shipping and refining networks, ultimately destined to fuel China's own economy or be sold to other nations within its growing sphere of influence. This not only provides Venezuela with a revenue stream independent of the U.S., but also gradually erodes the potency of American sanctions as a tool of statecraft worldwide. Other nations targeted by U.S. sanctions are watching closely. If China can successfully shield Venezuela from economic pressure, it becomes a more attractive partner for pariah states everywhere. The project also carries immense risk for both China and Venezuela. The operational environment in Lake Maracaibo is notoriously difficult, with aging infrastructure, widespread oil theft, and significant political instability. The Chinese platform and its personnel could become targets for various armed groups operating in the region. Furthermore, this move will undoubtedly harden the stance of the U.S. Congress and trigger calls for retaliatory measures, potentially leading to secondary sanctions against Chinese companies involved, which could further fracture U.S.-China economic relations. Despite these risks, the potential rewards for Beijing are too great to ignore. Secure access to massive oil reserves, a major propaganda victory demonstrating its ability to stand up to the U.S., and the establishment of a key node in its Global Belt and Road Initiative, firmly planting its flag in America's strategic backyard. This is a high-stake game of geopolitical poker, and China has just pushed a large stack of chips into the center of the table, waiting to see how the United States will respond. That's all for me for today. If you like the video presentation and you would like to follow for more, hit that subscribe and like button now, and we will continue to build the show for you. Thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. Bye for now.